according to Google search ranking, Nigeria is ranked 3rd in the world for the most watched gay porn. Now the question is, are Nigerians really true to their sexuality? If I have to start with this, I would say the world is changing. That's fact. I'll say the world is changing here because I mean there's internet and everything. So technically, we have a lot of people coming out now, and so they are not true because of what we live in. But then I think we have more gay people in Nigeria than expected.
I feel to some extent we inherit a lot of a lot of culture. So because America has made it, they're very liberal in their way of thinking. So we've brought that liberty to Nigeria, which is, I'm not condemning anyone for that, but it's something that has happened and is happening over time because Nigerians have always been.
Let me ask you something. You know that I asked when people say that thing that it is you're adapting or you're taking on a culture that was in America. Gay people are not glorified in Nigeria. They are bashed. If I know that what I'm doing is putting me at risk, why will I win? It's not fun. What do you think I will gain? Do you understand? What am I gaining? Knowing that I can't tell my mom I'm in a new relationship because it's with a girl. I can't get married. Do you understand? There's so many disadvantages that come if you're in Nigeria, especially. There's so many disadvantages that come with there's so many that come with being homosexual. If despite all that I am unable to be with the opposite sex because I find the same, I don't think it is. I think it is just who I am.
Exactly.
It's who you are.
Yes, and I think it's very incorrect because I hear a lot of Nigerians say that Nigeria will not start learning all these bad things from America. It has been there's nothing we're learning. There've always been gay people in Nigeria.
I was going to say just that. There've always been an alarming rate of gay people in Nigeria.
It's just that a bit of light has been shed on the whatever, and a few more people are now maybe coming out and being
unfortunately.
Sorry, I just want to add to that. I don't think it's about Nigerians not being true to themselves. It's about Nigerians not being able to be true to themselves in this kind of country and kind of situation in Nigeria. As a Nigerian, if you come out and say you are gay, that is end game for you. I mean, I know some people have done it and whatever, but if you're public about it, like imagine being a politician or whatever.
Like,
so, do you know what? Why do you think Saudi Arabia as well, they have shitloads of gay people? Why do you think, and you can get killed in Saudi for being gay? Why do you think a normal, reasonable human being will come out and say, do you know what? I'm gay today.
Exactly.
I live in Saudi.
You had senators in America who had to tender their resignations to come out and just say, okay, fine, I am actually gay.
Like, do you know what that does to you?
Do you understand? Like, he lost their life. So
people don't joke. I am not expecting a politician, a rap artist, whatever, to come out and say he is gay because he absolutely cannot do that in Nigeria.
The world is changing. You understand? Nigeria, the world, but Nigeria, we have bigger issues. I saw one time on an Insta blog that one man, this guy is I think like 32, being beaten. Why? Because he had sex with another man, consensual sex with another guy in the closet, like in their personal room. And then, first of all, what are you looking for in the person's house? You badge
Nigerians, our job is
so it's rubbish. Because then I'll look at it. I used to be disgusted by Bobrisky. To be honest, probably still am.
Still is.
Because what he used to stand for, about the fact that he would tell girls, bleach your skin, you're horrible as a dark person, you don't have to go and do what you have to do to make money. I used to hate all those things. But when I found that, okay, you really wanted to be a girl, you wanted to be homosexual, like, you know what? Do your thing.
I said what I said, do you understand? And I'll keep saying this because we should look at the bigger picture. Do you understand? Like, yes, it's not like homosexuality is like, it's probably the good thing. But then again, if you look at it, these people want to do what they want to do. But we should look at the fact that where are we as a country right now? Do you understand? Like, what are we doing? What have we achieved that we should now start looking back at what people are doing in their bedroom by themselves? It's none of my business. It shouldn't be yours. So I would keep saying this. Yeah, I would never practice it. Never ever. Don't think I would. But people that have decided that they want to do these things should carry on. If a man finds another man attractive, do your thing as long as you don't bring it to me. People say, okay, fine, I might be sitting on the fence. Yes, I'm sitting on that fence. But still, it is their business. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? You should focus on the fact that, okay, we're not able to make enough money, you know, children are not being sent to school, there's no electricity and stuff like that. We should actually, you know, live, you know, if people want to have sex with each other inside their closet, they should do what they want to do. It's none of my business.
Why Nigerians don't want so many gay people around is you're raising kids. So your kids now start seeing these gay people, they feel like, oh, it's now the normal thing. So they too now become gay. So that's the fear first. But you have two guys who are married in America and they have kids. Obviously, they adopted kids. So you have this Christian family who lives next door. They feel like this is wrong. Do you understand? It's from the Bible's point of view, from the religious point, this is wrong. Like, this is a normal family. What you are having is abnormal. That's why you see. So at the end of the day,
when he was beating his wife, didn't he know that one too was wrong?
See, that's the thing about like, it's another thing about religion. Religion doesn't, or rather, about people who are picky about the things we want religion to stand for.
Which fundamentally is wrong.
Yes, it's wrong, but then that's how it is.
Which defeats the entire purpose of religion.
I just find it very ironic that we know how to pick and choose what things we want to pick and choose. You have a pastor condemning gay, whatever, blah, 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 but he's there raping small boys, or he's there raping women, or whatever. No. As in, for real, Nigerians need to stop fucking being hypocritical. Sin is sin.
It's not hurting anybody.
As long as
don't you think people that supposedly are judgmental towards gay people are unhappy that this thing is abnormal, and I don't like it. I'm unhappy that this is happening.
Yes, but here's the thing: when you begin to, the way you feel about something is the way you feel about it. At the end, you should be logical. Fine, these people, you're not okay. So if you're hitting on me, then I can say, okay, I find you offensive and all that because you're a woman. Don't hit on me and all that. But if I see two girls that are doing their thing together, it's like an abnormal thing, yeah. But really, what's your problem? What are they? Is it? How is it putting you? What's it doing to you?
As long as there's consent.
There are so many things in the society you cannot control. Why do you feel like you have the right to control who someone else chooses to love? Why?
I've always been curious. Do you think people are actually born gay, or someone is born? They're born gay.
I
don't believe that. No. I think
people are actually born gay.
Wait. So you're saying that you right now you can learn to be gay from now?
Yes.
How?
You say you can learn to be gay is wrong. If you do, what you should say is, for example, you're born, right? You don't know your sexuality yet, you don't know, right? But you know that your body will react naturally to the things that you like, and that would help you become the person you're supposed to become. Young boy, maybe 12-year-old, right? You see a picture of a naked girl, gets you hard. Okay, cool, you're heterosexual. You see a picture of a naked girl, I knew boys in my secondary school that they weren't really attracted to girls. They didn't see them as sexual, but they're cool with all the girls. And then down the line, I don't know, because I don't talk to a lot of people from secondary school anymore, but down the line, that kind of person could end up gay because you're not attracted to women. All you need is like mutation, where one thing just triggers it and you realize, oh, I'm a mutant. Yeah. Do you understand? All you need is that one thing that triggers it.
I do believe in some cases. I believe in some cases it can be learned in the fact that let's bring in like child molestation. Like if there's like maybe a 2-year, because kids are very impressionable at that age. So if fucking pervert is molesting like a 2 or 3-year-old boy,
so he grows up.
He grows up. So yes, like I can agree that maybe like he made the boy gay or whatever. But he could be influenced. But as a grown man who knows what he wants, you know you like pussy, and you want to come and start saying that someone can influence you, it means that maybe
maybe it's
not something that you can really choose to do.
People don't choose to be.
You should actually read personal stories of actually gay people and even maybe gay Africans and how their stories are. Sorry, I like personal stories of people. And actually, it's from right from when they were young. I was reading one of like a Nigerian girl, Hausa Muslim, who finally realized that she was a lesbian. She was like her first crush was when she was 4 years old. Was her teacher, female, but she also okay fine. I thought it was fine, and then she liked that. She moved on from it. She didn't even think of it as anything or something like that. Then she went to secondary school, female sex, like all girls and things like that. And then she realized, okay, then when you're going to a single sex schools, like you'll have people who are lovers and things like that. But she didn't even have anybody like that. She never had sex with anybody in secondary school. Nothing. Like her life was just there. She got into university. She was trying to date, but It wasn't even just, you know, and then for the very first time, she actually met someone, like a girl who was hitting on her and things like that. She was like, wow, you know, she was feeling something, and she actually did feel an attraction. Like for the first time, her sexuality was actually awakening. Do you understand? And then she fell back to that moment, and then all the times that she actually found women attractive. Do you understand? So, and she's Muslim, she's Hausa. She wrote an article, and then she probably told her family and things like that. She was lambasted. She's Nigerian. I don't think she'll want to like
create all
that represent for just because I want to be able to sleep with another woman. Do you understand? People are actually born gay. You don't have to be abused. You don't have to have a shit childhood. You don't have to, you know, like some people are actually just born gay. And I think if we accept it and then stop trying to bring the Bible all the time, and because one, not everybody is even Christian in the first place, so
to begin with,
you understand what I mean? And then forcing down on people after all, God said Jesus destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah because of this one.
I think if we check, it would mostly be lesbian porn and not man to man. So I feel like we are, in our minds, we find it entertaining, both women and men. Women love lesbian porn, men love lesbian porn, but how many people like man to man? Like, even like as you say, a lot of people here, they don't even want to see a man and a man kiss. Do you understand? But if you find it entertaining to the point where you would, so for me there are two things. It's either one, you are actually at that point in your mind where you could actually explore and go into something which is like less conventional, like homosexuality, or if you're watching so many women, and it's not just women find it entertaining here, but like, why do men want to watch a lot of it? So for me, I feel like maybe it's because they see it as like sexual object, two women together. Do you understand? But they have a problem with man and man. I feel like it's like another variety. So there's sex with a man and a woman, and you find sex with a woman and a woman exotic. It's like two.
But if a guy is straight, I really don't think he should be expected to like one because he likes lesbian porn.
I've been hit on by guys a lot of times.
Get it, Daddy.
So anyway, I will say this for a fact here. Look at the female, look at the guy. I mean, if we have to be very sincere with ourselves now, a girl has some things that turn guys on naturally. They have the boobs, they have the boobs, they have the hot laps, they have the ass,
the calves,
they have the calves. Every you understand? I can't say
it looks very interesting.
It's okay, my choice. So anyway, now if you look at it with lesbian porn now, like when you're seeing two girls, like as a guy you're attracted to all these things. Do you understand? But in a girl, so when both of them are actually doing it, it turns you and you on for two girls. But now if you switch it on, so now just imagine me and then it's now.
Ideally, you should not have a problem.
That's different. Not have a problem is different from finding it appealing.
I feel like a lot of this, the media plays a big role in contributing to a lot of this because women generally are objectified as sexual
objects,
right? It's the same way back then. If you remember, early 2000s, late 90s, boobs were the cool thing. Mid 2000s up until now, you need to have a big ass. It's the same thing with that. Like first, when porn first started, when we used to call it blue film, it was man on woman straight up, right? And then over time, the more unconventional, methods and varieties came in. And then what the media pushed as the next cash cow was lesbian porn. And that's literally how everybody got exposed to it, and now it's a thing. So watching lesbian porn doesn't necessarily mean you're homosexual.
At the end of the day, a lot of times, because I work in advertising, I work in media, I know these things. You get to an extent, based on what I don't see. Like a lot of times, people create campaigns around an agenda they're trying to push, and it's so subtle that you begin to think it's your own idea to do that thing. So it's a new drink, everybody's drinking it, you think it's your idea, you think, I woke up and I wanted to drink this. Nah, not really sometimes. So the same thing goes with sexuality, because it's what they plant in your head and you think it's cool. And I mean, one more thing is just be mindful of the media and be sure that you know yourself, be sure that you are your own person so that you do not get, shoved or directed by the media. So be mindful of what you consume and remember who you are.
Listen, I actually know somebody first. Like this is someone that I dated somebody who used to watch gay porn, man to man.
Wow.
And I told him, like, in my mind, I no longer have confidence in your sexuality, in what it is that you do. I won't be surprised if I find out that you cheated on me with a man. And he found it extremely offensive. He said, no, he was just curious. It was just this, it was just that. And it wasn't one time, it wasn't 2 times. I found out, like, he had been watching, I didn't know, and then the TV comes on, and then I see a dick, and it was a male mouth on the, and I'm like, okay, triggered. But till now, he will never admit that he has some. Maybe he doesn't have gay tendencies. Maybe he does not. But I feel like I feel like we are a lot more explorative and a lot more open-minded than we admit that we are. And I think the fact that for some reason, religion has played a huge part in the development of our culture, the development of our values, and what we see is as right or what is wrong. So even if the legal part was not there, as long as God said that a man should be with a woman, Sodom and Gomorrah, they were destroyed because they were gay. He said he was sodomized. You understand?
It's even in the Bible that even sex with same sex is there. So apart Leviticus, I can't remember the business. Look at Leviticus. God is the Bible. The Bible is the Bible.
Yeah, I grew up in a religious home. My parents feel like it's disgusting. I will still say this. There's some things that I will do and I'll sweep religion aside. Let's not look at it from a religious point of view. Do you understand? Let's look at it from a
moral point
of
view. Even if you want to bring religion to it, it's still hypocritical because the same religion says, judge us so you can be judged. Our job is to love people regardless of who you are. That's what religion is supposed to be. Because whatever the person's choice is, it is between them and their God. Your own is just to be here, accept them, love them, show them. Because that is actually how you, for Christians, that's actually how you show true Christianity, true religion, is to love people regardless of who they are and where they come from. But we take it upon ourselves, we are the judge, we are the jury, we are the executors, and we call ourselves, oh God, we are representing God. The God that we're supposed to be representing does not accept people judging others for things like that.
Malobi said there are some people who already, generally society, have this perception that God has already made a man to be with a woman. So that's why you have people who are actually hiding, but practicing this stuff. Yes, closets, being in closets, but still doing this, still not married men, still knocking, flying out.
Some women actually know that their husbands do these things. So there are a lot of women that know that their husbands like to fuck boys on the side, but they don't have a problem with it as long as he's coming home to them. I think
they just want to save face.
Legal part. Exactly. There's a shame factor
apart from the
attached to it, which is why, so that is why, even though we are one of the highest porn watchers, still nobody wants to say they are gay. Nobody wants to admit that.
Even in the labor force, in the military, you're not even allowed to marry same-sex in Nigeria. Somebody that is multi-talented or has a skill set that can boost an organization or a sector in the economy because of his sexuality, he is not given the opportunity to work, to add value. Do you understand? So there's a whole...
It's a bigger picture. It's not just about...
We're back at this again. Judging people based on sexuality rather than their performance and output. In a situation where system does not allow people of certain sexuality to be part of the society at large in terms of employment, in terms of performance, in terms of adding value to what would help move the society forward, it's really disheartening because if you have a terminal illness, for example, cancer, or HIV/AIDS, would you say if the doctor that was supposed to treat you was gay, would you say he should walk away? Would you tell him to fuck off because he is gay? Would you rather let him go when you know that your life is dependent on the skill set of this person?
So here's the thing, in Nigeria, you need to be careful when you talk about Nigeria, because the truth is that it is illegal to be gay in Nigeria. I cannot hire somebody that is a drug dealer in my company. Do you understand? It's the same way I cannot hire someone who is a convicted robber. I can't hire someone who is openly homosexual. What I should do is report to you based on our laws. That's
no,
fine.
You know the law is different. The law says because at any point in time the government can come to your organization.
No, the law actually says you should have
no, the law didn't say cutting that. The law said gay marriage.
So
it's
not
14
gayness.
years. That's the mistake we're actually making.
So not
gay marriage. But you know,
I don't
look at it.
Yeah, see, someone in my office, one of our staff, we found out that he was arrested and jailed for allegedly sleeping with somebody. Although they were saying that it was he and a friend of his, they lured somebody into their hotel room, they watched porn, they had napped the boy. And then I don't know who reported and everything, and it was a big issue. And this guy, so he came into my I work in an international organization. Like, our due diligence when we want to hire is mad. And this guy somehow got into the system. He got into trouble for something totally unrelated. And then somebody's like, is he not this guy? Google him. Now, when you put his name into this Google, that's the first thing that comes out. Oh. And what they were saying is, do you know how much trouble you could have gotten into if people went to report that you guys have hired a gay person? So when you're in Nigeria, you have to be careful. You don't want to, no matter how liberal we are, until the laws are changed, there's a limit to how much you can permit within certain circles. And that's the fact. It has nothing to do with morality, it has nothing to do with religion, it's just the law. As long as there's a law that says you cannot display openly homosexuality, you cannot claim to be so open-minded that you are pro-LGBTQ. No. So in as much as I am of the opinion that you should live and let live, and as long as people living their lives does not come in contact with your own living your life or obstruct your own living your life, I believe that the law will always be the law, and as long as we have laws that continue to criminalize certain acts, no matter the campaign that you do, if you're not addressing the law, there's nothing that can be done. So if you have laws that say that if a man and a man or a woman and a woman engage in sexual intercourse, they'll be put in jail for 14 years, no matter how much I think that it is unfair, or no matter how much I think that all love wins, if I'm not trying to change the law or review the Constitution, really, what am I doing? There's nothing we can do about it. So rather than just campaign for, oh, leave them alone, stop castigating them, stop putting them in, how about we tackle the law and come up with, okay, so really, should our morality be based on religion? Why are you saying that homosexuality is a crime? Is it because you're a Christian? What if I'm atheist? What if I want to, do you understand what I'm saying? We should think about it. Why is our law based on religion? Is morality supposed to be is that not supposed to be what we base our laws on? Why are we basing law on something that does not cut across every single sector? Yeah, we're religious, but not everybody is Christian or Muslim, or I feel like what is right or wrong should be based off how it affects people, not off something that not everybody can relate to. And the truth is this, majority of us are religious, but not all of us are. So you can't base laws, and you can't create laws that limit people's lifestyles based on your conception of God and what God says you should or should not do.